Our featured speaker is a highly decorated Marine Corps veteran and the president of West Insurance and Financial Group. She was chosen as one of North America's elite women in insurance by Insurance Business America magazine and won the coveted Industry Elite Award by National Underwriter magazine. Along with her best-selling book, Masters of Success, which she co-authored with Brian Tracy, she was named a game changer by the Wall Street Journal and was featured at the Global Entrepreneurship Initiative at the United Nations headquarters. She also was a thought leader who spoke recently at Harvard. Please welcome Leasha West.
Thank you, Clint. What an honor to be here at West Point. I am truly privileged to be a member of the faculty of the Leadership Academy and to also share the stage with the American icons, General Russell Honore and the legendary astronaut Buzz Aldrin. Have you ever had a problem solving problems? After all, problems are a natural and everyday occurrence of life. And as leaders, we must learn to solve problems in a rational and logical manner. They don't teach this stuff in school. As a matter of fact, we've all got problems. Whether it be people problems or non-people problems, that's never going away. But understand, all problems are the same. They just come packaged differently and show up in various forms. The more comfortable you are with life's problems, the more you can enjoy life's gifts. So where did all this come from anyway? When I was a little girl, growing up and as a teenager, I was a great kid, very well-mannered and very well-behaved. However, that didn't come without flaws. You see, I had a Texas-sized temper, and I was known as quite the little hothead. My senior year in high school, I went to go meet with the high school counselor to talk about my career path and what I was going to do after graduation. We sat down, and she asked me what I wanted to do. And I told her I had been working since I was age 11. I was really good with money, very good at budgeting, running a checkbook, and I wanted to learn and study more about money when I went to college. This woman rolled her eyes and started laughing. She said, "You don't have what it takes. With your grades, you will never see the inside of a college classroom. So that is not an option for you. College is out." She wasn't laughing very long. You see, as soon as she said that to me, Hurricane Leasha hit her desk. "You do not roll your eyes at me. You do not laugh at my dreams." Oh, it gets better. Then I stood up and started kicking her desk. "You will not tell me." The principal came right away. I told him everything that happened, including what I did. And he agreed the counselor should not have said those things to me, and he would take care of her. However, he also said, "We are not going to tolerate that behavior from anyone, and I should expel you right now." He finally calmed down, and he said, "Look, you're a terrific student, but little lady, this is your one and only warning." I went straight home from school, and I spent that evening in my room. I knew better than to come out. And that night, I prayed. I asked God to help me, because up until then, I had a volcanic temper that nearly got me expelled from high school. That was my turning point, and I knew that I had to learn how to handle problems, or I was going to be going too far in life. As I embrace problem solving and all the treasures it represents, I have a few personal foundational principles I'd like to share. I think you'll find them quite useful when the time comes. Control your reaction to bad news. We've all been on both sides of this fence, but think about that. If somebody brings you bad news, and as a leader, we have to be especially mindful how we receive, react, and process bad news. If you get all crazy and lose your mind, which you all now know I have done that, nobody wants to deal with you. They're reluctant to bring you problems, or even worse, to try to handle it on their own. Make it easy for people to communicate with you and bring you bad news. it also serves as a teachable moment for others when it's their turn to lead. Approach problems with inversion. This is really interesting. Both Charlie Munger and Warren Buffett are huge on inversion, meaning what not to do. It's a very irregular way of thinking, but an incredibly effective strategy. Start by evaluating the mistakes and what to avoid and think backwards. By knowing what not to do, then reverse engineer the problem-solving process. Practice inversion. You'll be amazed. Balance arrogance and humility. This key principle brings to mind two famous generals. The first, General Napoleon Bonaparte. On the morning of the Battle of Waterloo, Napoleon smugly told his generals that the Duke of Wellington was a bad leader, the English are bad soldiers, and the whole matter was going to be settled by lunchtime. Napoleon was blinded by arrogance, and it affected his problem-solving ability. Not only was Napoleon defeated at Waterloo, it ended his reign as the Emperor of the French, and he was exiled and imprisoned. His arrogance did him in. The other, the beloved General Robert E. Lee, who graduated right here from West Point in 1829 and was appointed superintendent prior to the Civil War. According to soldiers' letters and diaries, on the morning of Gettysburg and in the final hours, General Lee was going around to all of his men, apologizing, telling them it was all his fault, and he accepted total responsibility for the demoralizing defeat. After the war at Gettysburg, General Lee regrouped. He continued to go on and win many battles and fought until the Civil War ended. He understood the balance between arrogance and humility, and it further sharpened his problem-solving ability. With every mistake you make, get arrogant and practice harder. If you don't, you'll be scared to make a mistake, second-guess yourself, and guarantee failure. Arrogance is justified because mistakes make you wiser. Mistakes make great, and problems are no problem.
Wow! Wow! Leasha West! Wow! Wow! Fantastic. Thank you, Leasha. Wow.